welcome to D.I.Y and NYE. This is Maria with GotMaria, herbal crafting chef, and I hope you enjoy our show today. We have lots of different things and great creators, and next I'm going to cook something spectacular.
Introducing the new Xulon Press book, Enlightened, Awake, and Alive by Marcellus Curtis. Who can truly make sense of reality? What is the purpose of our lives? And how do we go about seeking the answers to the innumerable questions surrounding that purpose? Rather than continuing to ask questions, why not try imagining possibilities? Imagine looking at life from a new perspective and realizing that things happen because God is ultimately in control. Imagine finding the answers you've been looking for to make sense of it all. Imagine understanding more and finally having the opportunity to put the puzzle pieces together. You just might find your own answers, as author Marcellus Curtis did. Enlightened, Awake, and Alive shares the journey Curtis took to discover the answers to life's perplexing questions and attempts to make sense of reality for others who are just as curious about their purpose in life. Everything that happens in the world must have a reason. Life must have a purpose. The time has come to be enlightened, to wake up and live as you discover the divine plan God has for your life. Today is a new day to be awoken to new ideas and realities. Enlightened, Awake, and Alive is available at Christian bookstores and online. Purchase it today.
Hey everybody, welcome to GotMaria. This is Maria, herbal crafting chef, and welcome to D.I.Y in NYE. Everybody, I am going to show you how to make some heart-healthy portobello mushrooms because we're into the heart-healthy month. Okay, everybody? So, we're going to start right away, and we're going to heat up our pan here a little bit, and we're going to heat up some olive oil. So, you guys, I am Maria Nova. I was a chef to the stars for many, many years. So, you guys, we're going to make stuffed portobello mushrooms, okay? So, I'm going to heat up my pan, and we're going to put about a half of an onion. You can use a white onion, red onion's healthier. It has a little bit more health qualities in it. So, we're going to saute our onion. You're just going to dice it up, okay? So, anyway, after the onion, we're going to use a little bit of ginger. Ginger is great and anti-inflammatory. It's got a lot of medicinal properties. We cook with a lot of medicinal herbs. You guys, we're going to use a piece of ginger. So it's about a tablespoonful of ginger. We're using fresh. I grow this myself. We also do organic gardening on our page, and so we use a lot of the things that we grow in our cooking. And so we're also going to use 1 clove of garlic, okay? So I'm only using 2 portobello mushroom caps. If you want to use more, just put more. All right? So I'm going to cut 1 clove of garlic in half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if there's a root inside. There's not. There's a baby one. So sometimes there's a green root inside. And if you take that root out, then a lot of times that'll help your tummy from getting indigestion. If garlic bothers your stomach, that's usually why, okay? So we're gonna saute this, and now you guys, on our page, we make a menu for Meatless Monday. So we have every week, 1 day a week where we cook meatless, always. And so I am going to use soy chorizo. So soy chorizo is a vegetable protein. So if you're a vegetarian or you want to just, like take a day off on meat, then you can use this. All right. So, and also I'm not a doctor here to diagnose, treat, or blah, blah, blah. So you guys do your own research. We're here for entertainment purposes only, but I've been doing this for many, many years, and I've done a lot of research. But I want you to do your own. I cook with so many medicinal herbs. I would suggest if you're on any kind of medication, you speak to your physician. If you're pregnant, lactating, or any of that, you would also want to as well. Okay? We're sauteing this up. You guys, this is a super, super quick recipe. If you're in a hurry and you need to feed your family something heart healthy, okay? And vegetarian. It's kind of vegetarian. Alright? So, it's meatless. Alright? Alright, so after you do that, you're just going to let that cook for a minute. So, soy rizzo, actually, like I said, it's a soy protein. If you have the breast cancer in your family that mimics soy breast, they have a couple of breast cancer, different kinds, okay? One of them is like a hormone-induced breast cancer. And so soy mimics hormones, okay? So you would want to be very careful on how much soy you intake, as well as if you're a male, because males get it also, okay? So for myself, my mom had it a little bit, and so a little bit, she had a little pea-sized cancer. She called it a peectomy when they took it out instead of a lumpectomy. And so you do not want to eat soy. If you can help it, you want to be very careful. And it's in so much food. And it's not always the best thing. Now, if it's organic, and, you know where it's harvested and all that, different story. But for the most part, it's in so many things that we're overloaded, okay? So be careful, all right? That's my tidbit. All right, so we're letting that cook, and then what you're gonna do, we're gonna put extra ginger just because I have some. I had some extra cut up, so I'm throwing that in because we love ginger. And I want a little bit of the ginger a little more al dente than the rest, okay? So I am just sauteing this up real quick, and I didn't put a lot of olive oil in the pan, so it's not like real greasy or anything like that. Soy rizzo is very spicy. It's got a really nice spice to it, okay? So if you like a little spice, you'll love that. Now these portobello mushrooms, they usually have a little button part in it, the stem. So I'm going to take that out actually, and I'm going to just dice it up and put it in here real quick. Okay? And you don't need to cook it too long. That's why I'm waiting till the end to put it in. Okay? So I'm putting that in at the end like I'm doing with the end of the ginger. Alright? So it's starting to stick on the bottom a little bit, which is how I like mine to have a little bit of that. This, it's not burnt, it's just a little of the brown part. I like that flavor. Now, if you don't, you can put more oil or use a pan that doesn't stick like this, is sticking a little, which I did this on purpose because that's how I like it, personally, okay? So, now this is pretty much done, you guys. So this is how simple this recipe is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my heat. And then I'm going to show you how simple this is. Anybody can do this. You can do this with your kids or your elders, okay? So I'm going to get just a little pan here. Now, I'm going to put some spice in. I didn't put it in the pan because I don't really want it cooked, sauteed. I want to put it in the oven with the other ingredients. Okay, so what I have here is I have some cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is like a duality herb, so it can clot your blood if it needs clotted, and it can also open your blood vessels if they need open. So it's a duality herb. It can do medicinal wonders for your body, okay? So be careful if you're on blood thinners, talk to your doctor because it will make your blood thinner. But it usually knows what it needs to do in your body. It's one of those God-given herbs that just knows what to do. So it's a crazy herb. We're gonna put some turmeric. Turmeric is very anti-inflammatory. With the turmeric, we're putting black pepper. They've found that black pepper helps activate the curcumin in it. We're putting some garlic powder, even though we put fresh garlic, and then we're putting Celtic sea salt. That is gray Celtic sea salt. I love this sea salt. So it has about 87 minerals in it, and it actually has the kind of minerals that mimic our body. So it's one of the safest, healthiest ones to use. I wouldn't suggest the one with the blue girl with the umbrella because that one can really be bad for you. Okay? It doesn't do your body good like this does. This actually does your body good. So I'm gonna put this stuff here in this bowl, and it's so easy, you guys, okay? All right, so I'm gonna put this in here, and then I'm going to put about a cup of chicken broth, okay? So we have chicken broth here, use any kind you want. We're using just about a cup, and then I am going to use a cup of breadcrumbs. Now, you can use any type of breadcrumbs you want. If you are gluten intolerant, you can make your own too. You can use sourdough, you can use rice bread, potato bread, whatever kind of bread you want. Just use some breadcrumbs, about a cup. And we're making 2 cups of the portobellos. And then usually so some bread is thicker, some bread is more soluble. So you want it to be like how you make dressing like for your turkey, your stuffing. So kind of like that consistency, about like this. Put a little bit more chicken broth. So I'm making it to about a cup, okay? And I'm gonna put a couple tablespoons of butter in here. And I'm just gonna plop that in. And then I'm gonna put 1 egg. And this is a farm fresh egg, so it's got really thin skin. You guys, I save my eggshells usually, and I dry them, and I pulverize them, and we use them all the time. And we use them we put them in coffee, and it takes out the acidity from the coffee. It's great calcium, it's good for your garden. It's really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna put some cheese. This is a cup of mozzarella cheese, and we're gonna put a 1/4 cup of cranberries, you guys, okay? And all you're gonna do is you're gonna mix this up. Let me mix up the herbs in it, the spices, real quick. We're gonna oil the bottom of our mushroom cap just a little bit. We're gonna brush it with oil, olive oil, and then we're gonna stuff it. So you would take this, and we're gonna brush the bottom with a little bit of olive oil just to coat it. When you put it in the oven, you're gonna put it on a baking sheet at 350 for about 25 minutes. So you're just gonna do like this, you guys. All right, so what I wanna tell you about portobello mushrooms. So portobello mushrooms, they have like over 350 species of mushrooms, and there's only about 10 that have been really harvested to eat. Okay, these are heart healthy, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. They have copper, selenium, phosphate. They have phytonutrients. There's so many things in here, you guys. So these are very heart healthy, and because we're doing a February show, we want to do heart healthy, and this is very heart healthy. Okay, so you guys, like I was saying, these are antioxidant, they're anti-inflammatory, they have copper in them, they have selenium, potassium, magnesium, they're good for your brain, they have protein, they have riboflavin, they have pantothenic acid, they have so many good health properties. Supposedly, you guys, they help stop cancer cell spread of cancer cells. Okay, and so there's just so many things. They help with blood sugar, regulating blood sugar, which that could get you in trouble with diabetes. So you guys, try this, okay? So you just fill up your mushroom cap, and then you put this on a sheet pan with parchment paper if you want or not, and you pop it in the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes. And then I always put just a little bit of Parmesan on top. All right, so I put a little Parmesan, and then I always put some fresh oregano. Fresh oregano, this is like an antibiotic. All right, oregano is one of the most potent herbs, so it has antimicrobial, antiviral, antioxidant. It's like an antibiotic. And so we use this all year round. We use oil of oregano. We use tinctured oil. We use tinctured oregano oil. We use oregano everything. That'll be in our store. Remember, we go live on Facebook. You can find us at GotMaria on Facebook. But this is what you have when you're finished. Okay? So it looks like this. And then you pop it in the oven, 25 minutes, take it out. And you can drizzle some sriracha on top. And that's what it looks like when it's finished, you guys. So, there it is. This is Maria, GotMaria, Herbal Crafting Chef, and I hope you enjoyed it. Are you looking to brighten up your home? Perhaps your wardrobe or accessories? If so, we can help. Stop by our boutique at www.presentationsbypatty.boutique, where we can dress you and your home with originality, confidence, and comfort. Everybody, next up is Kathy DiDomenico with Royal Funky Junk. Welcome back, Kathy.
Hey, Sparkle Chicks and Funky Junkers, watch as I transform this wood tray that I have had in my stash for quite some time, and I'm giving it a little bit of a lemon flair. I took an old placemat that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It was buffalo check with some black layers underneath it. I just simply cut around my tray, and using a nice pair of new scissors that my kids hadn't gotten a hold of yet, I was able to cut it out perfectly and put that right on top of the tray. I only wanted it centered in the inside of that tray, so I took some tacky glue, which is super tacky. I've tried doing Mod Podge applying fabric before, and it just didn't work, so tacky glue works really well. You just kind of work with it. I did use a little putty knife and a brush and spread that all in on the tray where I needed it, and just made sure it got everywhere. And then I was able to lay my placemat down, and it's fabric, so it worked perfectly. I like it much better than using Mod Podge. I then wanted to remove that excess around the outside of the dish or serving bowl, whatever you want to call that tray, and I just used a pair of scissors and cut it off. It wasn't perfect, but I have plans for that, so I really wasn't worried about it too much. I then took this really adorable yellow, kind of like a vintage truck. It has a back full of lemons, and I'm planning on gifting this to one of my girlfriends who just moved here, and she has a kitchen done in lemons. So, of course, in true Royal Funky Junk fashion, I diamond dusted the entire truck using Mod Podge and then diamond dust. You can find the diamond dust linked on my link tree, which is pinned at the top of my page. It makes everything super sparkly. It's amazing. I do use a 5-foot glue rope from Surebonder, and I just glued the back of that pretty much all over and stuck it down onto the tray. I then took these half beads, they are 1 inch in diameter, and I placed them all along the outside of the tray. I was going to paint them white, but I opted for the natural look. I did get these off of Amazon, and they come in bunches of different sizes, and I simply just attached them using my Surebonder hot glue. I then took some Totally Dazzled little flower gems and I added them to the hubcaps of the car, or the truck rather, glued them down with some hot glue as well. And then I picked up this little bumblebee I had at my stash. I thought it would be cute in the back with the lemons, and I glued that on. And it's an adorable little shelf sitter you can put in your kitchen. You can put it on an easel, you can lay it flat. It's really adorable, super sparkly, and was too much fun.
Okay, everybody, next up is Lisa Seiler with Crafting and Cruising. Okay, Lisa.
Hi, Maria. Thank you for bringing me on the program today. I'm so appreciative of you. My name is Lisa Seiler. I'm the owner and creator at Crafting and Cruising, along with my husband sometimes. So I want to welcome you today to the show. Today we're going to be making something that really, even though most people think of it as Easter, it's year-round. And that has to do with the cross of Christ. So we're going to do something very different, but very creative. And I think you'll enjoy it. What you're going to need are some clothespins, 16 to be exact. You're going to need some kind of stain, and I'm just using a burnt umber color paint that I'm going to thin down with a spray bottle. You're going to need some hot glue or wood glue. So I'm going to just use hot glue. You'll need a paintbrush, maybe a container to put your paint in, and some water if you need water. You'll need some paper towels, just so you can make sure that you stay neat and clean. And then if you choose to embellish with something, first thing I'm going to do is to take all of the clothespins, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one pad of these is 16, and that's what we need, 16 clothespins. Let me see if I can tilt you down a bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is to separate all of these clothes hangers. Taking this little metal part off and discarding it because we won't need it anymore. Now what I'm going to do is to give them a coat of paint or stain. And like I said, what I'm doing is taking just a burnt umber color paint, putting some on my plate, a pretty generous amount because I've got several to paint, and then I'm going to just spray it with water and take my paintbrush and just mix it up, make it like a stain. Another thing you could do is to mix up your stain, whether it be paint thinned down or regular stain, put in a container that you could put a lid on, drop these pieces down in there and shake it up to get them very well covered with the color. My fingers will be duly covered by the time I get through with this. Let's just rub this around in here and see what happens. That might speed it up a little bit. Now I realize that the inside of these clothespins are not going to be seen when we glue them back together. However, I'm the kind of creator who likes for my projects to be complete in every way, so that no matter which way you look at it, it looks complete. And it would drive me crazy if I looked in here and saw a little white spot somewhere that had never been covered. So that's me. You do you. Now what we're going to do with our glue of choice is to glue two pieces back together to form the same shape we had before, the clothespin. I'm just putting it right on the 3 pieces of the clothespin that kind of stick up, and trying to line them up and holding them together. Just like that. You can see I missed some paint right there. That's okay. We can go back and touch that up. 1, 2, 3. Take one and match it up. Last one. And then we're going to start putting it together to make a cross. So we're going to take one, and this is going to be number 1. Number 2 and number 3 are going to be glued like this on the sides of number 1. And I'm going to line them up right where these little indentations are. So when I put the glue on here, I will line it up right there by the indentation. So here's the beginning of our cross. Now, number 4 and number 5 are going to go like so. Now, what we have to do is to put the glue on the bottom. Okay, so now you can see how our cross is starting to come together. Now we've got number 6 and number 7. You see? Okay. I think I'm going to go on and actually glue this in, even though it's not the next step. Now these, like I said, are going to go this way, and they're going to butt up against this little indentation on both sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put glue on these little bottom edges to come up here, but I'm also going to put a little bit right here on this flat side so I can attach it up there. That's just going to give it extra security. Here's what we have so far. Okay. We have these 2 that we're going to put upside down with their little edges right here. They're going to line up right here next to this center part. So I'm going to put glue on the flat side here and glue on the flat side here. Okay, it's coming right along. So now 13 is going to go right down here. Okay, so now we have these pieces. Yes, I am. Okay, so now I'm going to put glue here and down this side to join right here. And here you go. Here's your cross. Now, I made, just out of some twigs I picked up in my yard, and I probably need to go over it with some paint to cover the silver up. But I just wrapped these in a circle with some silver wire. And I thought it would be cool to just hang it right here on the cross. And then I also picked out, I have this piece. I have one that has a lot of color to it. This one has a lot of bling, and I could put it up high or I could move it down lower. I have one with pearls, which is very pretty. This one, I'll have to show you up close. This has a lot of bling, but it also has crowns around the edges. This is just an idea. If you wanted to just leave it very rustic, then you could do that. And there we have it. Out of something simple like clothespins. Maria, thank you again so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I look forward to coming back again. I hope everyone has a blessed day, and I will look forward to seeing you again. I'll turn it back to you, Maria.
Are you looking to brighten up your home? Perhaps your wardrobe or accessories? If so, we can help. Stop by our boutique at www.presentationsbypatty.boutique, where we can dress you and your home with originality, confidence, and comfort. All right, everybody, and next up in Crafters in the Kitchen, we have Cheryl Parrish from Mama P's Crafty Creations. Yay! All right, Cheryl.
Hey guys, hey, welcome back to the kitchen. This is Cheryl, Mama P. My page is Mama P's Crafty Creations, where we cook, we craft, we chat, we build community. And today I'm in the kitchen to show you one of my favorite kitchen tricks. Things that I love to have ready and are super convenient when you have unexpected guests or a big crowd coming, or maybe you just don't want to hang out in the kitchen all day. All right, so we are gonna make made-ahead sliders. Now, when I had my catering business, these sandwiches were a staple on my menu, and I love them for two reasons. One, they're delicious, of course, and that has to be number one. And two, you can make these things ahead, throw them in the freezer, thaw them up, bake them up, and they are good to go. All right, a few very simple ingredients today. You're gonna need a disposable pan, unless your rolls come in one of those handy dandy cardboard trays, and if they do, you can just use that. You're gonna need one package of Hawaiian style sweet slider rolls. You can use any brand that you can find. You're gonna need a pound of hamburger that you've browned up. Now I have crumbled this very fine. I cooked it with a whole lot of dehydrated onion and some beef stock, and I let that cook into the meat. And this has been cooling for quite a while. You're gonna need 1 cup of shredded cheese of your choice, any flavor you like. This is a Mexican blend. You can also use a sliced cheese if that's what you have and you like that as well. You're gonna need some butter, because any good recipe has some butter in it, right? I have a stick melted here, way more than you need, but you know me, if I gotta make 1 pan of these, I'm gonna make a few pans of them. For the recipe, you need half a stick of melted butter, and to that, we're gonna add some garlic seasoning to it. Top it with some sesame seeds, and that is all you need to create these delicious hamburger sandwiches. Now, the other big plus to these is sometimes you've got a group coming over, or you're like me and you just have a big family, and I love to serve hamburgers, but I don't like to be standing in my kitchen making the hamburgers all day while my company is here. These are a delicious hamburger that you can make up ahead, and then when your family and friends are with you, then you can just hang out and enjoy them. And these are ready when you want them. And I love that about them. Now, I have made these sandwiches just like this many, many, many times, but you can make these with any fillings that you can imagine. They're delicious with ham and turkey or both. They're good. I would always recommend, if you're going to use a deli meat, instead of spreading it out, take just a minute and chop that stuff up. It will make your life so much easier when it comes to serving them if you can cut them individually and meat is not just pulling everything apart. So I've just taken my dozen rolls, I've taken the bottoms, and I've placed them in my aluminum pan. Fancy stuff. Now, like I said, if you happen to have the brand of rolls that comes in the little cardboard tray, just leave them in that cardboard tray. It'll be great. I've got a little more than a pound of meat here, and you're just gonna take that meat, like I said, I cooked this earlier, so it's all cold, and you're just gonna give a generous coating of meat to all of your sandwich bottoms. All right, just scoot that all around, get a nice even layer, as thick as you like it. You know your family, right? You know what they like. Mine, they like hamburger meat. So we're gonna put a pretty thick coating on there. I'm gonna set that out of the way, and we're gonna come right back in with our 1 cup of shredded cheese. Now, did I measure this? You know I didn't measure this. 1 cup of cheese, shredded cheese, is about 1 good sized handful of Mama P's hands. And so that's how I measure my cheese. So if you want to be able to figure out all your calories and things, you take a minute and you measure your cheese. Okay, that was fancy, wasn't it? I tell you what. So now we have our pound of meat. We have about a cup of cheese. We're just gonna put our bun tops right back on these sandwiches. Okay, so if you were doing any kind of deli meat or whatever, you don't want to add your mayonnaise and all that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't freeze well or heat very well. You're gonna want to just have your meat and cheese on your sandwiches. And then we're gonna make this stay delicious and wonderful for a good long time by what we top it with. So we start with our melted butter. I'm gonna go in to my whole stick of butter with about 1.5 teaspoons of granulated garlic. Now, we love the garlic butter on top of these when they're Italian style or when they're just hamburgers. If I were doing a ham or a turkey or something like that, I would stir in a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch Italian dressing mix into that. The seasoning levels are perfect, and it would be delicious on here as well. I'm just gonna take my melted butter, and I am gonna pretty generously brush these. My goal is to use about 1/2 stick of butter on my 12 sandwiches. So it sounds bad, but we spread that butter out and it's not too terrible, right? That's what we'll tell ourselves. Okay, so you're gonna want a nice, generous coat. If you are making your sandwiches in one of those wonderful cardboard trays and you are gonna keep them for a while, you can just pour your butter, your seasoned butter mixture with ranch dressing powder or however you like it over those. But this is not only giving us a nice sticky surface for our seasoning on top, this is also what's going to keep these delicious as they wait. So there's about 1/2 of my melted butter. Now, since we're making hamburger sandwiches, I just have plain white sesame seeds. And I am just going to give these babies a generous sprinkle with these sesame seeds. Now, you can use whatever kind of seasoning you like. This is all about what you like, right? And they will be delicious. Now, look, your work is done. You can set these up in an assembly line. I used to do these by the thousands during busy catering season, and we would just have an assembly line going. And you can make these and pack them, put them in your freezer just like this, seal them up really good with a couple layers of aluminum foil, and they will be good in your freezer up to 3 months from now. When you're ready for them, you're just gonna pull them out of the freezer, let them thaw. They do a little better if you thaw them. Then you're gonna put them in a 350-degree oven. I leave them covered for about 20 minutes. Then you check them and make sure they're warm through. And if they are, I then take my cover off and give them another 5 or 10 minutes until they get the beautiful color that I'm looking for. Then you can just take your pizza cutter or your knife, cut your sets of buns apart, and you have got delicious hamburgers for your family all done at once, and you're not standing over the stove getting them ready. Serve them with all of your favorite burger toppings. After they're hot, then you add all the good stuff, the pickles and the mustard and the ketchup, fresh onions and vegetables, however you like to dress them. But you can have burgers ready for a crowd in no time, and any style of sandwich. They're delicious hot, and they're delicious room temperature, making them a great take-along picnic food in whatever flavor profile you make them in. Get them out of your oven, bring them back down to room temperature, wrap them up good, wrap them up warm, take them on your picnic or to your outing, and they are delicious. They travel beautifully because they're in a pan and all contained already. How cool is that? Like I said, 3 or 4 pans of these, and we would be happy around here for a whole weekend of snacking and eating. I hope you enjoyed your time today in Mama P's kitchen. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be here with you guys. I hope you'll try these. They are so good and so easy and so convenient and super delicious. And that's what we're after here. I hope your day is blessed. I hope things are good in your world. Thank you, Maria, for having me today. I'm going to send it back to you. And I will see you guys again soon in Mama P's kitchen. Bye-bye.
Welcome everybody to GotMaria Urban Crafting Chef. This is Maria with D.I.Y. and welcome. Okay, this is our herbal crafting segment. So, what does that mean? Well, I show you how to do things with herbs, medicinal herbs, lotions and potions we make and stuff like that, okay? So, what I want to show you, because there's a new study that came out that thyme and oregano together, like peanut butter and jelly, makes this super medicinal powerhouse. We all know that they've done studies that show like oregano has some medicinal properties that have been better than some of the antibiotics, okay? So thyme is another one. It's amazing. Antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial. They're antibiotics in an herb, okay? Without the synthetics and side effects, okay? The medicinal side effects that really harm people. And I'm not here to treat, diagnose. I'm not a doctor. Do your own research, but and make sure you talk to your physician about using these, incorporating these, especially if you're on any kind of antibiotics, if you're on any kind of medication, or if you're pregnant or you have a child. So, but together, you guys, together, oregano and thyme, now they have found that it is powerful against the superbug. So it's also combined working on staphylococcus, streptococcus. You guys, it's incredible stuff. So I needed to share that with you. Now, you can put this in salads. You can use fresh or you can use dried, doesn't matter. And I'll show you how to do a lot of things with this. But one way you can do it, especially if you have fresh, so what you could do is you could get some olive oil, make sure your olive oil is from a good source. So you can just take some olive oil and you can use an ice tray, guys. And you can put some olive oil in an ice tray like this, all right? And then you can take some of your thyme and drop it in. And you can take some of your oregano and drop it in. And then I always like to top it off with more olive oil. That's how I do it. You can do it any way you want. What you also could do is do it all in a bowl and mix it all up together. But I like to dose mine. I eyeball them and dose them. I do everything like folklore, more so than scientifically. Okay, so folklore I eyeball, and I know from experience, years and years of doing this, over 40, that I know what works and what doesn't and how much I need, okay? So I like to do mine each individual, okay? So Leslie over here did this one yesterday to show you. So you take your little oil and your herbs and you put it in the freezer so that anytime you want to use one of these, you want to cook, you just pop it out of the ice tray. And here's what you have, okay? A lovely pat of olive oil infused with herbs. And so you guys, this is one way to use it. Now, when you get it on your hands like that, make sure you rub it in, okay? That's all you have to do. And so this is Maria with GotMaria Urban Crafting Chef, and I hope you like this and learn something. Are you looking to brighten up your home? Perhaps your wardrobe or accessories? If so, we can help. Stop by our boutique at www.presentationsbypatty.boutique. where we can dress you and your home with originality, confidence, and comfort. Okay, everybody, we are here at D.I.Y and NYE TV show, and this is our Battleborn segment. And we are here with Marcellus Curtis, who is also the author of
Enlightened, Awakened, Alive.
Okay, and so he's a sponsor on our show, and you can purchase his book. You'll see how through the commercials.
Right.
But he's also big entrepreneur, guys, and he has something new he wants to share with you. And so I'll give it to you.
Okay. Well, this is the traditionally we have yearbooks for as a keepsake for high schools. I am the founder and creator of Year on Deck playing cards.
Year on Deck.
Yes.
So YOD.
Yes.
Okay.
What it is basically a new keepsake for schools to now commemorate the school year. It goes along now, say a pocket-sized companion with the yearbook. It's a deck of playing cards where you have all the superlatives like best dressed, most likely to succeed. Each superlative is on a card. The students actually now combine with the yearbook to have another keepsake to commemorate the school year.
Can you show some?
Sure.
So for instance, how do these people get voted in, or
okay, so
how does it work?
the way that it works, the students of the school, you download the app. Everybody gets to vote for 2 weeks. Whoever has the most votes at the end of the 2 weeks, their picture will appear on the face of the card.
In each category?
In each category.
Okay.
And then everybody in the school gets to vote, and anybody gets to win. So, for example, you have, the prettiest girl in school.
Okay.
Prettiest girl in school, she won, so then her picture would actually be here on the card.
And then, is it also, it's not going to be affiliated with the yearbook?
Well, yes, it is actually. Yes, it is.
Yes,
they use the same superlatives that's in the yearbook. It goes on the playing cards as well. That's why now it's like a package deal. So now they have another product, another keepsake that they get to commemorate the school year with. It goes along with the yearbook.
Okay. So they've collaborated with you?
The yearbook. So you purchase it, yes, with the yearbook. Yes.
Oh, you guys, that's amazing! How do you like that, you guys? I love that because that was a big thing when I went to school. You guys, I finished school when I was 15. I graduated at 15. I was a baby.
And she was a smarty pants too.
Yeah, and so that's because I was a military brat. And so I think they're more advanced in schooling a lot of times.
Did you purchase a yearbook?
Every year.
Yes, exactly.
But high school, I didn't go to 12th grade.
Right.
So, I mean, I started buying yearbooks. As far as I can remember, my parents bought them.
Yeah.
And I think we had them in middle school.
Right.
Which wasn't called middle school.
What was it called?
Elementary school.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't
grammar school.
Well, yeah, it wasn't middle school and then this school and that. Yeah, we didn't have all that because you can tell how old I am now, right? So I graduated in the 11th grade because I had enough credits. And so I didn't go to the 12th grade. So I didn't get one of these.
Right, okay.
And so it didn't make sense to get one because it wasn't there. But this is super cool, you guys, because so you can show these off. I think this is so perfect for a gift.
Yes,
okay, so you know how you give away, you have to buy your high school pictures and you give those to grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and all that. But if you give these, I think it makes the other party more involved and they get to see like all of the kids.
Right. So I mean, then you can with every kind of like you can play games with them. And so now with every hand, you get to deal a new
I
experience.
didn't even think of that.
Right.
They're cards, it's a deck of cards. You can actually use them to play with.
Right.
And I didn't even think of that. Duh. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me?
You know,
You
to
guys, it's
whereas,
early in the morning
you know,
here.
to where, you know, with the yearbook, you know, you have it, you can sit down and you can kind of look through it, but now with your own deck playing cards, you get to play with them and actually relive those moments over and over.
I love that. Okay, you guys, so if you're out there and you're a principal or have any affiliation with the school out there anywhere and you want to be a part of this, contact Marcellus
Yourondeck.com.
and then he can hook you up and put this in your school or your district.
Yes.
How about that?
Perfect.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You guys, so this is the Battleborn segment, and DIY and I thank you, and we'll see you again
Next time.
All right, everybody. Next up, for our Kids Corner, we have the amazing Grace. Wait till you see this music video. Oh my gosh. Okay, Grace. Kids Corner!
Hi, I'm Grace Firkins and I'm 12 years old. My song Unconditional is about my dog Brady and how much I love him and that he is my best friend. The song is also about enjoying every single moment with our four-legged friends because we never know what could happen, and it's also about how I enjoy every single moment that I spend with Brady.
Walking up Mr. Trustworthy. Have you ever felt lost, longing for a glimmer of hope? Welcome to Restored by Hope. Meet Vicky Ann, a missionary in Central America. She spreads the love of Jesus, igniting hope in hearts. Join her in overcoming life's trials under God's grace. Follow Vicky Ann's journey on Facebook. Be a part of a wonderful community rooted in love and healing.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our show, and I hope to see you next week on D.I.Y. NYE. And now let's have Pastor Isaiah close us out with a prayer. Pastor?
Hi, I'm bringing the message today, which is on the topic of focusing on the important things. I want to read from Psalms 90, verse 12, which is pretty short and to the point. It reads, "So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom." One of the things that is often overlooked in life is the important things. Oftentimes in our lives, we fail to realize that our lives are short and the choices that we make every day matter. When you're looking here in Psalms 90, if you read the rest of the chapter, it talks about God's wrath, because the wrath is entitled for those who have brought it upon themselves by the decisions that they've made. Here, the psalmist is asking God to give wisdom, which teaches to number our days. And what that means is to make our choices count, to choose what is important to focus on in our everyday life, to make the right choices so we don't end up in God's wrath. And that is a very pointed subject for today and in these times. We need to focus in life on the things that are going to matter in our eternal destiny. And in our eternal destiny, the thing that matters the most is salvation. You must be saved. That alone right there would take weight off of our shoulders, knowing that no matter what happens, you are going to heaven. That is all you need. I want to pray a prayer for us today that would help us and give us some perspective. Father, just give us perspective. Give us wisdom from on high to number our days, to show what things in our lives are worth spending time on, what things are worth fighting for, and which things we should leave behind. Father, we just thank you that you have our best interests at heart. We thank you that you are willing to guide us and lead us in our everyday lives, and you really do care. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. I'm Pastor Isaiah Hill from New Hope Fellowship, 781 West Street. Thank you for watching.